In the light we choose to stay. Together dreams come alive. With Onpassive we thrive. Shining lights upon the way. Brighten up all night and day. Together we find our wings. Onpassive our hearts sing. Shining lights up all the way. Brighten up both night and day. Together we can't go wrong. In the night we stay strong. Hand in hand and we guide the way. In the light we choose to stay. Together dreams come alive. With Onpassive we thrive. Hand in hand we guide the way. In the light we choose to stay. Together dreams come alive. With Onpassive we thrive.
See the stars up in the sky, bright and clear, let's aim high. Together we can't go wrong, in the night we stay strong. Every dream we hold tight, in our hearts pure delight. With the world we'll share this love, lift each other eyes above. Shining lights upon the way, brighten up both night and day. Together we find our wings, Onpassive our hearts sing. In the glow we find our strength, with each step we go the length. No more dark, only light, with each other we take flight. Shining lights upon the way, brighten up both night and day. Together we find our wings, Onpassive our hearts sing. Hand in hand we guide the way. In the light we choose to stay. Together dreams come alive. With Onpassive we thrive. In the glow we find our strength. With each step we go the length. No more dark, only light, light. With each other we find our wings. Onpassive our hearts sing. Onpassive our hearts sing. With the glow we find our strength. With each step we go the length. No more dark, only light. With each other we take flight.
Stop going there.
Don't panic.
Karma's a bitch.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? Happy MLM Monday, everyone. Today is the day that you go and watch all of your favorite anti-MLM creators, which I hope is why you are here. So today I thought we would come on. Mohammad Kamal did a very short interview yesterday, so I thought we would take a look at that, and we would just kind of discuss what is happening. In about half an hour from now, Onpassive has been down officially for 10 full days, which means there's no ecosystem. There is no products that you can use. They can't do anything, not like they were doing much before, but they can't even use OConnect for their webinars right now. And, well, they're kind of just carrying on like everything is fine and nothing bad is happening. So it's been quite interesting to see, but we're kind of getting used to this over here, as that seems to be how Onpassive is going. So John White and Bill Must have posted up some very interesting videos. And there's an interesting video of Ash that has been circulating all week. So I just thought that we would just take a moment and take a little look-see at those. We have Devil's Advocate here. Nice to see you. Andy is here. Good to see you, Andy. Behave. Alves is here, and he's in it to scam it. And Joe says, yes, it's time to scam the world. Takara, I do see your comment, but yes, there has been a big issue with YouTube comments. We are noticing it on streams that people are commenting. Not all of their comments are going through. So if you are in Onpassive, for example, and you have a question about Onpassive and you're watching the migration stream, there is a Google form where you can fill out and send it in. And the Recovering Hun bot will answer your question for you. And in terms of comments getting deleted, it could be a number of things. It could be that we're being reported. We already know John Burrell has been reporting us. He told us. And the mods are just modding the crap out of our chats, as we often say over here. The Google mods are in play. They don't really appear in the chat as mods. Things just go missing. And hopefully it's not that you guys are all being reported. I hope it's more us being reported, but that is a possibility too. This is why you should not tell people to report people. It is also against terms of service to do that. But just try to keep putting it in. I don't ever have a timer on my channel because of this reason, because it's more frustrating when there's like an amount of time that you have to wait when your comment doesn't go through. For some reason, it still makes you wait that length of time. And I'm always like, well, that's just a little silly. The comment didn't even go through. Why do I got to wait to write another one? So I don't have that going on over here. So luckily over here, you can just type it over and over and over again. Which it isn't much fun, but hopefully they'll get through here today. So far, it seems to be going all right. So far. I probably just jinxed us. Go is here, and we have Mr. Level, and Heather is with us today. Good to see you. And we have Violet. And I did think I saw Mark somewhere. Braun is here. Or Baron. I don't know. How do you want me to say that? Hey, I'm on my 9th day of cold turkey without the ecosystem. How will I survive? I don't know. How are people surviving right now? And Stricardo is here. Ash has confirmed that the migration will be completed by 2036. I still wouldn't hold him to that. I'm just saying. Joe says Ash is a scam artist. And Wes has been a member for 4 months. Thank you, Wes. He says, my whole life, I love in Pisser Funder account 1000 Parason. It's a done dilly. Like an O-founder would say. Hello, Chris. Good to see you. Yeah, Zoom is way cheaper than OConnect, which is part of the problem, isn't it? And I feel like they didn't actually know this, which is bizarre because they were using it. So I'm like, why would you knowingly make it more expensive and then come out here and say it's not? It's just ridiculous. These people are ridiculous. Hello, Jelly Snack. Good to see you. And Pigman is here. It has been down for 10 days. And the total global economic impact is a net loss of exactly $0. The one time that it can be either US or Canadian dollars, and it's the same. You guys in your Canada hate crimes. Mordecai, YouTube AI deletes some comments. Yeah, I don't know. I refer to them as the Google mods, but that's basically what it is. They're trying to clean up the platform, so you can't really be upset about it, but at the same time, there's going to be problems, and that's the issue that I don't just think it's us either. I think it's everyone's facing this. John Barilla is kind of a rat. He will rat you out in the comments section. That's for certain. See, even Victoria agrees, right? He admitted to crossing the picket line to do stand-in work during the SAG strike. Lovely. Lovely. Hello, John. Good to see you. So yeah, Mohammad Kamal did an interview. It was posted up yesterday, so I'm assuming that it was done yesterday. And it's kind of interesting to see how he is handling everything. Now, depending on where you look on the internet, he is either the COO or he is the CFO of Onpassive. So, take that as you will. And he did this very interesting kind of interview. And just the way that he sounds is very interesting. His whole demeanor is just very relaxed.
With Mr. Kamal sir, the CEO on Passive, and today small message from Kamal sir for all of you. So please.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all the great founders and customers, and especially our Indian founders. I just tell Mr. Majid now, I missed Hyderabad in this hot season in Dubai. It's summer now. Last year I was in Hyderabad and stayed the full summer there. I love the rain, really, it's that time. So guys, I have the pleasure today to meet Mr. Majid and his son, Mr. Ayaz. It was all the time my pleasure to meet the great leaders and founders from India and all over the world. And a small message for everyone, guys, stay positive. Everything is going on track. No.
Stay positive. Everything is going on track. Stay positive. Everything is going on track. There is nothing about this that is on track. It should not take 10 days to migrate. It just shouldn't. You have employees that haven't been paid for 6 to 9 months. Commissions haven't been paid since September and they've been owed. I want to know, if anything, everything's going very, very wrong. What does he consider to be going correctly right now? What's going right? At this point, Onpassive is down for 9 days. And he's like, yeah, everything is fine. Who's doing the filming? Did Red go sneak up on him and do an ambush interview? No, it's the gentleman and a buddy, I'm assuming. But yeah, there is another filmer there. So there's 3 of them, obviously. Barilla has scabs on his face. That's why he's in it to pick it. Oh, jeez. Notice how Mr. Kamal avoids dates and commitments. Yep, guys, just remember, don't panic.
Don't panic.
All right, don't panic. Everything is going as planned, he says. I'm like, so you planned for it to be down for this long? That's even worse that you then didn't tell us in advance or, Red used to work weekend events or festivals. Not sure what his job was. I don't remember right off the top of my head. I'm sorry. We can look into it in future.
What is happening now, our migration process is still going on. And just I was explaining to Mr. Majid, okay, how complexity is the situation, because our applications and our product is very complicated. It's getting big and big every time. O Connect and O Tracker, O Mail, O Net, and the ecosystem itself is very complicated.
So it's very, very complicated to migrate it. It seems bizarre that this would be the most complicated website in the whole world.
So don't expect the migration.
Yeah, I believe he was a chef. But I don't know exactly with who. He was a chef, Fred, but I don't know what company he worked for, because I don't believe he was a private chef. I'm sure it's on his LinkedIn.
It will take 1 or 2 hours. It's planned to be 1st of July, but unfortunately some happened. It started earlier. This making...
Really, I feel like if it's getting bigger, you're doing something wrong when you update it. And instead of you updating the app and having the old version leave. Like, I don't know how to explain this. I'm not a tech person. I'm really not. I know I like to play pretend sometimes, and we learn tech shit here, but like, I don't really know how to explain it. But shouldn't the old version leave the app and then the new version kind of like replace that? I feel like instead they're just piling everything on top of each other somehow. Like, that's the only way that would really work. You know what I mean? Like, because usually in an update, weren't they supposed to make the damn thing smaller, especially the O Connect with the bandwidth? So I'm confused on this. Migration process still going on. Are they using SneakerNet? Hi, Scam Chan.
Some gaps in communication, but everything on track. Teams, our technical teams and AWS teams, they are doing great, but it is a process. Process has to go in step by step. You cannot.
He is right. It is a process, and here's the thing: like in me researching this to try to find out all about it, because if you know me, I'm gonna hear, oh, the website's migrating. I'm Googling the fuck out of every step of that now. It is a big process, and it's something that companies usually plan for in advance. Like, they plan for it, and it can take 1 to 2 months for the most part. Like, most companies take 1 to 2 months of doing stuff before the actual migration in preparation for it. There's a lot of stuff that has to be done. I don't think they did any of that. If history tends to repeat itself, as it does over here, Ash would have waited last minute for any of this. So I'm thinking that might be where some of the issue is with this. You know what I mean? And now they're doing all of the stuff that they should have been doing for the last 2 months. And, they can't really put the site back up until they do all that stuff and all the preparation and stuff for it. Like, it just, every time this company tries to take one step forward, it takes 30 steps backwards.
Skip one stage to go for the others. So it's everything. Don't worry. Soon, inshallah, you will get your beloved OAS and O-Connect, everything soon coming. Don't worry, we are here. You know me, I stayed in India for more than 1 year, and you know our wars and what was our...
Big man, they don't have control over it. It's the court system. Maybe people in the USA, in Florida, Orlando, Florida, should all stop suing each other so that when something like this happens and an important thing needs to go to court, then it can happen a lot sooner. Unfortunately, the SEC does not really even control that. They set it for as early as they can. That's more of an issue with their court system. And honestly, everything is still backed up from COVID. We haven't really caught up in a lot of cases. This is one of those things where I don't know if there's anything that can really be done to bring the time up, make it happen quicker.
We never fail to fulfill our promises. Sometimes having some delay because this is technical issues. You cannot expect the date and time, especially for technicals. Okay?
So there are technical issues. Like, are there issues? Are you admitting that there is issues?
So stay tuned, stay positive.
Come on, man.
You have a strong organization and you have a strong team, and in India and in Dubai. Don't worry, everything on track, and very soon you will have a good news, inshallah. And be proud of your company. And it is our responsibility to make everything right. Everything is happening. It's do or die, as normally Mr. Ash said. But don't worry for anything. We are here to support you, to make everything possible, because we don't have things come and say impossible. It's everything possible. We are Onpassive, and we are doing everything on Onpassive way. So stay tuned, and all the time,
Stay tuned all the time.
be positive, and rest assured that everything will go on track. and everything will be great, and you will have everything again on track, and your website and our platform ecosystem, we will use OpenNect again very soon.
Hey, AJ.
Everything will be
Only pain. So the people
I'm filming professionally in a cafe with a fire alarm going off. Does Kamal not have access to an office anymore? Oh, I don't know.
are worried.
no, guys.
But yeah, that
this
is
not
very annoying.
why you are taking it negative. Mr. Ash needs everything, needs every word, and don't take it negative, because from day one we said Onpassive is here to helping all of you to escalate your business, to grow and to improve your business. And in
So then how are they supposed to do that when it takes you over 10 days to migrate? And to be honest, a lot of people say that this is, again, what first year techs would learn. You know, like this is very, very early on. You learn how to do this. So it's something that they should know how to do already. And it doesn't make people too confident in your technology going forward if these are the people who are in charge of building your products, but they can't even migrate a website in under 48 hours. Because if you research how long it takes to do this, it says that for something very, very complicated, it could be a 48-hour process. So are you doing like 1 hour a day for the next 48 days? Like, what is happening?
case if you don't have a business, Onpassive is your business and Onpassive is our business. And we are confident and we commit to give you the best thing. So when Mr. Ash says that don't depend, it's because we have some certain situation. So guys, do normally what you are doing in your life, and Onpassive will support you whatever the situation. Onpassive is here. Onpassive is born to.
Okay, so if you will support them, whatever the situation, what if one of them comes to you and they say, you know, I've been waiting for my commission since September and now everything's down and I can't afford to pay a bill right now? Are you going to help them out?
Stay, inshallah. Nobody
I doubt it. I doubt it.
except God can stop Onpassive, inshallah. Okay, so we are here, we born to stay and to conquer all over the world. This is what we have believed. Challenges there? Yes, definitely. Any industry, any product, any company have challenges. But we are defeating and we are beating the challenges. And because one challenge will finish, another challenge will come. Life without challenges is not alive.
Right.
And Onpassive since day one we have a lot of challenges and we are here and supporting you. And guys, I am here and I am replying to all the messages and everything. And Mr. Ash is all the time also with you guys. We are supporting you and don't worry. You have a strong team and you have strong management. They are taking everything seriously and we are not.
Are you, though? Are you taking it seriously? Because, like, when I'm watching this, I don't feel like you are. I feel like you're just telling me what you think I want to hear in this moment right now. Not like you're actually, like, you know, keep telling me what's up.
Compromise with anything. We are not accepting something say failure. No. We are born to succeed, inshallah. So whatever Mr. Ash said, guys, take it positively because something happened. So you also have to realize the value of what you have. You have of what you have.
And I'm wondering if that's part of the problem too, Wes, because like they were using Google plugins and stuff. And the issue with that is that I don't know if they would have gone and tested the new host to make sure that it accepts all of that extra stuff. Because it appears that there's lots of things missing from their like website right now. So it's like, yeah, maybe they have to redo a bunch of stuff. But then that's not everything's going fine and as planned. They could have been working on that like for a while before the migration occurred if that had to be done. Most companies do that in advance. That's part of the preparation that I'm talking about that people do in advance. They double check, they run tests on the new host, and then they see like will all of our stuff transfer over? Can I use all of these plugins and all these extra features and all of this stuff? Or do I have to like recode it for this new host now? Like, does it have to be done in a different way? Do I have to put things in differently? Like, that's what the techs are supposed to be doing beforehand. But like I said, they probably didn't do shit. And then now they're all scrambling. They are going from a known cloud service provider who has more than 60% of the cloud market to an unknown Indian provider. Isn't that going the wrong way? You would think so, right? You would think so. Ash accidentally let it slip that it was because it's too pricey.
This is what we get impressed from everybody when we see that we have one platform ecosystem containing a lot of products and more is coming. And this is very unique idea, very good, and people love it. And it is complicated really in technical work, in the performance. And if you sit with our technical team, they will tell you it's everything mixed and complicated. For that reason, any migration or upgrade for the system, it will take time because it's also in multiple regions. We are not only in one region, it is in multiple regions. It depends on data center here and there and multiple regions with AWS and escalation of the server. It's complete big process.
But it is pretty fine. Like, nothing's going on. Business as usual.
But don't worry, guys, for anything. We are here to supporting you. Either you have a business, we are supporting you. You don't have a business, we are your business. And stay positive all the time. Onpassive is our.
I do feel like he still has a lot of faith in Ash. And like Ash probably has some control over him, which isn't good.
And we are reaching everything, and we are providing whatever, we are doing whatever it takes to put Onpassive in the top as usual in top. When we have one top, we invest in the top. And as I normally say, guys, Onpassive for everyone, but not everyone for Onpassive. Okay, Onpassive is for everyone, but not everyone belongs to Onpassive. They know the value of Onpassive. They are selected people to be with Onpassive. You are, guys, you have to be proud. All of you, you are selected to be.
Luckily, DigitalOcean also has a cloud similar to AWS, but I don't know if he'll have to like pay more for it or, you know, I don't know.
Part of Onpassive family, either you are early adopters, founders, customers, you are in the Onpassive family, so you have to be proud because not everyone sees the vision for Onpassive and what we want to do. And there is, to be honest, there is a lot of secrets nobody knows.
Basically.
But only we know about it. And not all the Onpassive, very selected few people, Mr. Ash, myself, maybe one or two others. We know about a lot of secrets.
Okay. So today I will try. What is that secret?
No, you will not know. But this is what Mr. Ash said all the time. Be ready for the best shape of your life, and we will shake the internet and the world. And he meant it. He meant it.
So I will explain in English now.
Yes, it's very Hindi.
तो आपने देखा आज मैं कमल सर के साथ में बात किया तो लोग जो नेगेटिविटी लेते हैं वो नेगेटिव लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है बिल्कुल. इन्होंने मतलब क्लियर कट बोला है कि दिस ऑल द टेक्निकल के आगे नहीं जा सकते वो सब चीजें.
But we do know that it went towards his wife's visits to the salon and spa. He bought a lot of groceries with it. He bought cryptocurrency. He bought gifts for his family. And he paid for his son's karate lessons.
हो रही है और बहुत कुछ बड़ा हो रहा है और ऑनपैसिव सबके लिए नहीं है. ऑनपैसिव में जो है वो उन्हीं के लिए है. तो ध्यान रखना कि ऑनपैसिव बहुत बड़ी कंपनी है और
See, now he's translating it and he's basically just telling them, don't worry guys, everything's going fine. Onpassive says that they've got us. They've got our back, guys.
इन्होंने मतलब एक मैसेज दिया है कि आप जो पैनिक होते हो पैनिक ना होए. So not to worry. और फाइनली मैं अभी इनसे कुछ पूछना चाहता हूँ. So please.
And one more thing, guys. Onpassive has a lot of brilliant minds and experience. We have in different fields a lot.
But you all seem to think that Ash is a part of that, and that's worrisome.
Of really, we have a very
Hi,
competent
Angel.
team in Hyderabad, and Mr. Naveen and Mr. Venkat and all the technical team. If I will say their names, Mr. Chandra, Mr. Morley, Sushil, Shiva, Arif, also our director, Mr. Murad, Mr. Hari, and all the people here really are doing great work.
Everything's going great.
In different webinars.
It's moving forward, guys. Everything's going great. It's going great. They said, you heard it here. Hi, Thomas. Everything is fine with the Titanic. I mean, Onpassive, say, is that an iceberg? That's right. Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Don't panic, guys. All right? Everything is fine. Onpassive review would have made shit out of this situation. Would have made some funny shit out of this situation for sure.
And email. Also, we have big talented people like Professor Suzanne, Dr. Ayman, Dr. Tariq Tantawi in Egypt. This is all big minds in Onpassive. So
then, if you're so intelligent and it's all such big minds and experienced people, again, why is it taking you 10 days to migrate? Okay? Like, why does everything go wrong over here? I'm just saying, like, come on.
When you have combination of all these experts in technical and administration and management and business, you have a strong company, strong belief company, and this company never will go in
oh my God,
direction except the top, inshallah. So it's all my humble request, everyone, guys, stay positive, stay strong. We are here, and soon we are rocking again. And it was all the time my pleasure.
There we go.
To meet the
Meme
great
this shit.
founder, Mr. Majid, Mr. Ayaz, and before the other founders is coming, you are welcome anytime, and we are with you till the end, inshallah.
I don't
Okay,
understand.
guys, तो सुना आपने ये सारी चीजें, तो ये चीजें आपको
continue to practice positive emotions, even though everything is probably going off in your body, that this is a red flag and you should run far, far away. Fight or flight's kicking in. Like, come on. Just stay positive. All right? Anything other than toxic positivity won't be accepted.
बहुत जल्दी आप खुश हो जाएंगे. So not to worry, stay tuned. In it to win it.
In it to win it. And that's how that ends. So again, it was a whole lot of nothing. Not only that, but his attitude was just so surreal to me, because I was like, wow, he does seem very relaxed. And like, he shouldn't have to worry. And I don't know if I would be in the same position as him. You know, if I was running a company and this is how things were going. He did sound a lot like Ash. I felt like he was just regurgitating what Ash would say in this situation. Friendly reminder, we're dealing with intelligent people with zero common sense or ability to think logically. And all of them are manipulated into believing that this is the best thing no matter what. So can we really take their word on anything? I don't think so. I don't think we should trust them. This feels like the way a mayor would go out in front of a mob of rioting villagers and grin and lie to try to get them to disperse. It kind of does. Nobody is giving a date. And the funny thing about that is that if you ask why they're not giving a date, they will tell you it is because whenever Ash gives a date, they never meet that deadline, and then people hold him to it, and they don't like that. That's rude of you to do to him. Him not meeting the deadline is completely fine. And the fact that he's done that so many times that they just expect him not to meet it now is fine too. You're actually the rude one for expecting him to meet that deadline that he gave himself. You're like, what? So they're like, we just don't do it anymore. So because people were holding us to our word, we're just not going to make any more promises like that. It's like, okay, that's not good either, though. You know? A donut processor will be added for the sweet delays. It was a whole lot of nothing. And then after this, he actually went on to a webinar that went on for a couple hours. I will not be sharing that with you because I do not have the time today. If you want me to in future, let me know. But it was equally as surreal. It was very much just like nothing. None of this was happening. Like it was like barely talked about. But I will give him credit though. At least he did mention the migration is happening, you know, and addressed it a little bit more than Ash did. I felt like he at least did address it and say the word migration. Like Ash wouldn't even say the word. It was very bizarre. Mark says, I sometimes post on Chris's channel when I say something insane, taking the mickey. My comment gets positive reactions from other founders. They are batshit crazy. Some of them don't realize. I think they think they're just liking comments that are all positive, you know? It does feel like damage control, like get Kamal on camera, the founders are revolting. It does, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't it? It kind of does. Let's take a moment and talk about that, shall we? A little bit. So again, offline, Onpassive has literally been offline for 10 days. So, yay! It's been 10 days, guys. It's officially 10 days now. Are you happy? They called me out on Omenu last Friday. I'll have to go check that out. But officially 10 days right now. 10 days. Go on passive. Woohoo! You know? The last 360 meeting with Ash on it pretty much said, don't expect any business to pay you, right? And he told them to go get a job. I don't understand why more people aren't speaking out about that. Because they can't. If they speak out, if they question, if they do anything, then they can have their accounts terminated. And then they won't make their millions of dollars and save the world with Onpassive. So a lot of them are fearful. They don't want to speak out. They've been getting trained since they've entered to not ask questions, not speak out when you have a problem. There's no point. You're just negative. You just have to stay positive all the time. And this cult has a lot of coercive control tactics, such as telling me even in my comment section that I need to post Onpassive with all capital letters. Otherwise, I'm being disrespectful. And I also need to refer to Ash as Mr. Ash Mufara, sir, or else I'm being disrespectful. You'd be surprised how many founders come and tell me that. And they expect me to then go, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I will be sure to refer to him as only Mr. Ash, sir, and show him my undying respect. And they don't understand how outside of their cults, nobody cares about this man. He's nothing. He doesn't mean anything. He hasn't done a thing to earn the respect of people out here, yet he complains constantly about how big corporates trying to tear him down. They don't even know he exists. So, you know, after a while, they just know to stay quiet. They just know to stay quiet. One thing that's been very interesting is you may notice that the Onpassive official YouTube channel has actually not posted anything up in 2 weeks. And I just have to wonder, is that some foreshadowing maybe? Is there some foreshadowing? Did they know it was coming and stop posting a few days before? Because that's what it looks like to me. I've been watching. I check this channel every day. Every day, constant posts on their community tab, constant videos. Last 2 weeks, silence. Not a thing. And that's from before the website went down. So obviously somebody here knew something was happening. You know? Queen, at this point, it's at least 5 or 6 shadowing. Not foreshadowing, it's 5 or 6 shadowing. Right? They haven't posted on any socials for days. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, exactly. But it's been 2 weeks for most places, which is actually a few days before, which makes you wonder. I'm just throwing that out there. Our dear friend, Zafer Jaffrey, did this video 8 hours ago, which is very interesting to me. It is called #Onpassive Ecosystem, Your Freedom Ticket. And I'm like, it's not even on. It's down. It's offline, dude. Why are you doing videos about the ecosystem when you can't even get into the ecosystem? It's just very bizarre how they're like, what, it's down? Weird. I can't still promote it? People can't still go join it? No! You can't do anything right now. But they're like, yeah, come, the ecosystem is your freedom ticket. You know? Like, come on, man. This post was posted July 1st, and it says, most of webinars are canceled due to O-Founders and OES migration. They are coming back as soon as possible. So, again, there's not much to do here. You're just kind of in a standstill because a lot of them don't want to go and start using Zoom because Ash talks so much shit on Zoom. So people that have never used Zoom before that are in this might think that it's really bad. So they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that. This is why maybe Ash, you shouldn't talk about other companies or their products in such a negative way. You don't have to do that in order to promote your own company, you know? Like, you don't see Apple coming out here going, don't get them Androids, you all fucking suck. And then, like, you know, like, there's ways to go about it that are classy without just talking smack. So they're just not going to do webinars now until OConnect is back. Good job. Good job. Here's a post. Hope for exciting July. Ooh, that did not age well now, did it? So far, we're 8 days in and the site's been down for 10 days. So, eek. Let's stay focused. We are on the right track, going backwards. It's coming. It's always coming. It's been coming since I've been here. You know? Zafer does it only for the views, right? He really does. Really does. They're still calling it O-Founders? Yeah. First time I laid eyes on Scams McFarter, I knew he was a bad dude running a bunch of bad boys. That's right. Ash can only afford the 100 pack Zoom package. Yep, the 100 participant Zoom package. And they are rotating it between them. Yeah, all of them. That's what Marty uses, Chris uses, Red uses. So everyone that's on Zoom right now pretty much uses his account. 3 comments, 2 shares. Must be one of the heavy hitter LCs. At least Zoom works, right? I don't think they've ever had to go down for this long, you know? Some of the comments underneath posts in Facebook groups. Everyone will leave it. Such a big scam is running. Rupees have been put inside. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, but obviously this person is now aware that this is a scam. Must leave this company that has been given only hope for 4 years to all founders. What if I told you it was actually 6 years near Ash? Fake news. The only times I've been happy to see those 2 words together. You know that Onpassive is a scam. Why do you keep promoting this fraud company? And the answer is because they do not care. Okay, they want to make money off of it. A lot of them are brainwashed into this somehow. It's very culty, and they just think that they have to just stay positive and keep posting positive things nonstop. As long as you do that, you'll be a millionaire really soon. See, even Ali says, we are so in it to win it. And everything's down for 10 days. But these frauds are being done by making people greedy and stealing a lot of money. People are being fooled and stealing hundreds of dollars. What does this company really want? He wants your soul. He shows big dreams and takes money. Recently, he made $300. I can't understand the business. I do not blame you. A lot of people can't understand the business. I think that if you can't understand the business, you should not join the business. That's part of the issue with MLMs, is that they're very complicated. Even when they do have a business plan, that damn MLM chart's complicated and hard to understand. So it's like, maybe just don't join it. It'd be better off. Good evening. I want to say our OConnect going to complete 1 year. Now the migration system is on the way, but there is not any deadline of migration. The only thing that I can give you a date for is that Onpassive and the Securities and Exchange Commission is due to go to court on June 2nd of next year, 2025, because they're being sued because it's a pyramid scheme. I don't know if they're going to ever be up again. I don't know what's going on other than that. But I can tell you that they do want to go with DigitalOcean instead of AWS now. And you might not get paid until at least June of next year. Here someone says, I used to feel sorry for the naive and vulnerable who believed in Onpassive, but the longer it goes on with the pending legal trial, it's getting quite hard. And I completely understand that. But I do ask you to just have some empathy for them. There are still a lot of naive and vulnerable people who are in this, and they don't deserve to get treated the same as we would look at maybe Marty DeGarmo or Chris Johnson or Mohammad Kamal or Ash Mufarah. And those are the people that I'm here to help. I'm here to help the people that really do have a good heart. They got in this because they wanted to help people, like most people do, by the way. And this thing's just dicking them around. Maybe they don't know much about MLMs. Maybe society has tricked them into believing that MLMs should be accepted and legal, whatever the reason is. Maybe they've just been hypnotized by Ash Mufarah and his great hair. I don't know. But whatever it is, something is keeping them here. And it's those people that I want to help get out of this thing and recover anything that's owed to them. So you got to kind of remember, they're still victims. It's hard sometimes. Trust me. I know. But you always got to keep that in the back of your mind. But sometimes you get very angry about what's happening. And then in those moments you kind of go, fucking people. This person just says nonsense set of people. And I'm like, I agree. And someone responded, this company is full of MLM dogs. I mean, truer words on Onpassive have never been spoken. It's coming, they reckon. It's been coming for 6 years and not a damn in sight. Dime in sight, sorry. Not a damn in sight for me anymore, I guess. I forgot how to read so much so. Okay? But 6 years and not a dime in sight. Dime, damn it, dime. A 10-day migration with hookers and blow. It's a party, I tell you. It's a party. It's the pube hair. I knew it. We knew it. Onpassive, we be back online soon, and I wonder what next the naysayers will say. They will be disappointed. because they wish for Onpassive to vanish. Unfortunately, Onpassive is here to stay. I don't want Onpassive to vanish. I want Onpassive to stop lying to people and actually do what they say. So if you're migrating, migrate. For the most complicated systems, it takes 48 hours. That's 2 days. We're on day 10. So do it then. Stop talking about it. Get off your webinars and do it. If this thing could be successful, it would have been by now. That's the issue. This person, Elvis, Elvis, the king himself. Please, I wish to know if Nizal is leaving Onpassive for good. And Elvis, he is leaving for good. He has realized that this is probably not going to turn out. And he has stepped down as the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer, and has gone to work for an actual marketing company that actually does what they say that they're going to do and will be able to pay him his salary. And this person asked if it was a sign that he was leaving. And I think that maybe it is, Al. I think it might be a sign. It just might be. It might be. It might be a sign. You know, when commissions have been due since September, they're not paid. The employees are leaving because they haven't been paid. And I'm not just talking about Mohammad Nizal. Also, their technicians haven't been paid at one office for 6 months, the other for 9 months. So he's not paying his employees, which I'm sure everyone just loves that. That's what real ethical, transparent businesses do. They hire people and then fuck them over and don't give them their paychecks. Then don't you guys know? I mean, Onpassive is just doing it different. Everything's been down for 10 days. Like, you know, I think it's time to maybe go, all right, this might be a sign. This might be a sign. I have been into MLM companies, which is just like you owning. And unlike you and Onpassive, I actually did have to recruit people and sell things. I didn't get to just sit there on webinars. You know? You know? And you don't have to listen to me. You know, I just come out here as somebody that was once a victim of these things. That then dedicated the last 6 years of my life to researching them and speaking out about them and trying to change the laws surrounding them in 3 different countries. But you don't have to listen to me. I mean, obviously, you would rather listen to people like Ash that lie to you and try to manipulate you and steal your money. And I can't change that for you, Ali. Only you can learn to respect yourself enough to know that you deserve to get paid a decent wage for the work you pan. You know why MLMs exist? All of them are large corporations. Do you know what they are? They're a trick. It's a way to run a business, but you don't have to pay people for marketing and you don't have to pay people for their labor. Instead, you can go, oh, it's going to be an MLM. I'll help them stay-at-home moms. Under the guise of that, you then get free marketing and free labor. You get employees you don't have to pay. And they prey on people that need money. And that's kind of sick. All right? If Google ever didn't pay their employees in 6 to 9 months, they'd be on strike. It'd be all over the news. They would be like, get that fucking CEO out of there. What's his name now? It's a new one now. I don't remember right off the top of my head. But get him out of there. Right? I don't need to come up with any lies and excuses. I just tell the truth about Onpassive. If it actually did what it said it would do and its products actually were what they claim, then I wouldn't be able to talk the talk that I do. You know? Speaking of talking the talk that people like to talk, There's a very interesting video kind of circulating, and I saw that Gerson Hinder posted it, and it kind of made me laugh. So this is what is going around right now to kind of keep people motivated. You know how they clip Ash, his little speeches that he does, they'll like clip it and share it all around. Well, this is the one that they've decided to clip and share around this past few days here, and it just kind of makes me giggle. I want you to pay attention to when it starts specifically and then what he's talking about. And then just let me know in the comments if you were in this company, if this would motivate you to keep going. You know, like if this was your CEO and this is what you heard him say, would this be what you clipped and used to motivate others? Would you hearing this go, yeah, gotta go do like 5 Onpassive posts on social media right now. So pumped. Right? You know? Really think about that. Sayers of Nay simply report Ash's latest lies and excuses, right? We just report on what they say. So, like, if it's a lie, it's because they're lying. And I can't stop them from lying. I'm sorry. I've tried. I've done my best. I can't read my own mail for 10 days now. Salami's very upset over this. All right? He's very upset over it. So, yeah. It's only a minute and 46 seconds, so I'm not going to be talking through it at all. You guys can just listen to it. But just, you know, keep those things in mind. Is this what would motivate you?
PowerPoint and all that show you behind the scene. You're just going to definitely have to replace your pants right now.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Refresh.
I already peed.
Okay. But I'm sure you got the idea. So because of that, we're working on something rather powerful, and I will pledge that, you know, we are gonna, I'm not gonna say when, but of course this year we are gonna shock the world. We're gonna shock you, we're gonna impress you, and you're gonna see that this is really worth the fight, the challenge, the patience, whatever the price is. All right. So I want to remind you, yes, you are right, we are cooking, okay, but it is going to surprise you. Nothing to the level that you thought, okay? What you thought good, but because of everything that happened and happening right now, we thought we're going to have to stack the cool, top it off. So basically include further phases of our vision, bring it back to the front burner rather than it was just like, you know, to get there in a few years, a decades or whatever. So now we bring that, and together I think we're gonna make that huge positive impact all over humanity. That's all I wanted to say today. I was told to come and say hello or hi. I gave you 1,000 hellos and all the respect to you guys.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Ash, that's more than enough dose to take me throughout the next 3 weeks. Thank you so much.
Did you guys catch the very beginning though? Just in case you did.
PowerPoint and all that show you behind the scene. You're just gonna definitely have to replace your pants right now.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Refresh.
You're just gonna have to replace your pants right now. All right. You are going to be so surprised by Onpassive that you're going to shit your pants. That's right. Go replace them. Hello, Kay. Good to see you. A few months ago, we had a big migration that is still kind of ongoing. Basically, storing all the data in a new system and rebuilding from zero. Took months to prepare, but so far, we've had no downtime. Yep, and that's probably because you actually prepared for it and are doing it properly. I feel like the issue is very much on Ash's end. I feel like, because again, I'm going to say it again. AWS, this is their job. HG India, although we haven't heard of that one, is connected to DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean is a well-known host. They aren't some like weird thing that we've never heard of. So they also do this for a living. This is what they do, is they take over websites. When you're a host, You're constantly migrating. So the stuff on their end, they've done probably a bunch of times successfully. Whereas, has Ash ever migrated it? I don't really know. I don't think so. Because that one started in June of 2018. So I believe that's the original one. So where's the problem? Probably with Ash. Probably with him, because he's never done it before. This scammer Ash's words are so upsetting me. Milking everyone for every cent. Shame on him, right? And he doesn't even care. And they're all guys, so they might not have been referring to, it might be, I see what you mean. You mean... So, kinda, yeah. That stuff. Oh, well, nobody wants them to release any of that stuff over this. Marty feels uncomfortable talking about shitting pants. It's because we all know that he wears a diaper in that chair. Okay? Migrations are typically done after business hours, like late at night or at most on the weekend. See, that was the first thing that I thought in my mind was, shouldn't this be done at a certain time when there aren't that many users? And then, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, all the other fucking places I've ever seen do this have done it at like 2 a.m. And then it's done by the morning. So I've been very confused as to why they just decided to pull the plug middle of the afternoon. Ash and his minions are total predators. They really are, and they go out of their way to find people that are particularly vulnerable. And that's what makes this so annoying. I already played the whole video. I already reacted to the whole video on Saturday, Ali. I played the entire video on Saturday. I'm not going to play it again. Today, we're just laughing at a little clip that you guys actually posted. So if you think it's manipulative to only do a little clip, why are you just clipping Ash, all of you, and posting him up if you realize how manipulative that is? That's my point. My point is, I think it's weird that someone in Onpassive clipped him saying that, and that's what you've all been sharing around out of that whole stream that I reacted to the full thing of his whole speech on Saturday. And the recovering Hunbot played the whole stream even from before he was on there. So between the two of us, you've heard Ash's part twice, and you've watched the whole stream. So if you realize that it's manipulative to pick out things, then why are you guys doing that? Can you explain that to me? Because I do play the whole thing, and I did on Saturday. My last live stream was me reacting to the whole thing. 10 days down, a very professional way to handle the switch, right? Right. The only downtime any serious business would have been the few seconds it takes the DNS records to propagate to the new IP address. No excuses. That makes sense, that you would have to refresh it quickly. That kind of thing. I mean, yeah. There has to have been so many other websites that we all use on a continual basis that have migrated and we don't even know. I bet you can hardly think of a time that a website has been migrating over the past several years. And this is because it's become such a seamless thing. They can just do it very easily, usually while leaving the site up. So if you're just the customer, you don't even know it's migrating. You have no clue nothing's going on. Like at all, literally at all. You don't even know about it. That's why I'm saying, if you think of all of your like major websites you visit regularly, all right, honestly, several of them have probably migrated since you've been using them. It's just you do not know because they can do it without you knowing. It should be like a seamless process with no downtime. Or like I've said, based on my research, the longest that it's ever been down for is like 48 hours. And that sounded like it was extremely complicated or there were issues involved. Like that was the maximum amount of time if everything fucked up was 48 hours. And we're on day 10. Like, what are we doing? If they are doing a migration, whoever is running it's doing a piss poor job and should have done it in stages, right? Right? We were just taking the whole thing down, you know? Because isn't it usually done like that, slowly over time, you know? They didn't plan this, I doubt it. What part of the stream was the different part that had them saying the products were up and the commissions were being paid? Did everyone in the world miss that part, Ali? No manipulation. I've literally covered Ash's entire background several times. And we cover the full stream here a lot. It's kind of a break for us sometimes to only do clips. You know what I mean? So let's take a short little break, and then we're going to go pick on Bill Must and John White, apparently. We'll be right back. Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuck boy. No one fucks with my hose. The lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Why, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger's almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No, no, no. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS pharmacy, Rexall, Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. We get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the foot fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the foot fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach shrimp vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand. Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor. Yes, thank you. And now we are going to take a little trip over to lovely Bill Must Productions. He's been coping in a usual Bill Must way. So this last week, he's posted up 2 very interesting videos to me. The first one is called Onpassive is a Mountain Eliminator. I'm not sure what that means.
Is a mountain mover, moving giant.
Mountain mover, it says. Right after you read the title, then it's actually a mountain mover. Maybe it doesn't fully eliminate the mountains, it just moves them over a bit. You know?
Mountains of despair and heartache, moving mountains of hunger and pain. Onpassive is clearing the path to make it easier to navigate on the internet. No longer will there be mountains of confusion about what to do and how to do it.
Okay.
Onpassive provides the how to do it by doing the how to do it for them. With those mountains being eliminated, users on the internet will have a clear path to what Onpassive offers them, a pathway to peace and prosperity.
What is the pathway to peace and prosperity that's offered by Onpassive, though? Like, for real. I mean, even running your own business is not really peace and prosperity. Is it? Rexall is a pharmacy. Kind of like Shoppers Drug Mart. Do you guys have Shoppers Drug Mart? Like IDA Pharmacy. Do you have that? I don't know what you guys have there. I don't know. Oh, Lord. Bill Must film style is surreal, to say the least. Yeah, unfortunately. It's sad that they keep on saying things like that, misleading people. The founders don't deserve to be told that when it's not true, right? Like, for me, it's even about how, like, how come Ash can't come out here and be like, listen, we're migrating to a new host. Some things have gone wrong. I greatly apologize that the site's been down this long. I understand your worries. And this sucks. We're doing everything we can. Like, we don't even get that. Like, he didn't have to come out and, like, tell all the secret details, as he puts it, but he could have said something along those lines and then maybe given an idea of how long it's going to be down for. I thought he kind of did the first time because he mentioned, you guys need 5 days without it. He was kind of an asshole. Like, he acted like the O founders were taking Onpassive for granted and, like, they had to be put in a corner like a child and have, like, a timeout from Onpassive stuff for 5 days. Like, you know what I mean? And it was just very, very bizarre. So I was like, okay, maybe it'll be like 5 days. But now obviously that was not true. It's been double that. Like, we don't know a thing. And it's like, he can't even admit that something went wrong here. And it's funny because he'll come out and he'll be like, oh, companies starting up, they have problems. But then at the same time, he's never admitted to having any problems himself. But then he wants to use the fact that starting a company is oh so hard and gives you all these problems whenever he wants to pull on people's heartstrings and, like, basically keep them in this thing, emotionally manipulate them into staying. It's like, at least just tell them that things are not going as they were supposed to. Just admit that. And I don't mean come out 3 years from now and then do a little speech all like, oh, this got away from me, like he did with the fucking business. Like, he should really be like, yeah, this obviously isn't going as planned. We're trying to work it out right now. Like CVS. Yes, like CVS pharmacy. Exactly. I find it so easy to use Onpassive now because it's gone. This is the only time that it's been easy. Oh, you did have them? That's cool. I didn't know. I didn't know if you guys had them at all. Yes, guys, just don't panic.
Don't panic.
This is like, have you ever had someone tell you to calm down when you were not calmed down? And did it make you calm down? No, it makes you more mad. I feel like telling people don't panic is just going to make them panic. It's like, thanks, I wasn't panicking until you said that. Now I'm wondering if I should be. I think Ash might be afraid that the charges brought against him would come much faster if he admitted the full truth. Yeah, I don't think it would change anything. I mean, eventually he's going to be faced with it in the courts. So, right? He's going to have to. If Onpassive products were actually good, they wouldn't need to fleece their sales staff. Right? Founders seem to get more enthusiastic about Onpassive as the lies get more outrageous. The more stupid the claims, the harder they applaud. It's surreal. It is. They seem to have just, like, I'll be convinced that Ash really is a god. Like, he can make anything happen. Nothing will stop him. I mean, even Ali in the chat today. Oh, wow, my CEO. Look at, he's talking for a couple minutes. Oh my God, guys. It's Ash Mufara, sir. Sorry, Mr. Ash Mufara, sir. Can't forget the Mr. And get 10 comments under this one saying that I was disrespectful to him. The only back end Kamal understands is the back end of a goat. Ooh, salami. Salami. I immediately want to know what there is to panic about, right? When someone says don't panic too, you're like, okay, I should definitely be panicking then. What is happening? It's just like, what happens? I can't be the only one. It's like, oh God, that's not a good sign. Calm down and don't panic. Damn it. Damn it. The SEC will just add to the evidence they are collecting against him. I feel like they have been. They are watching them. So, and anything happening, they're keeping track of it. You know? I think anyone would be afraid. But see, this is the difference, is that Ash is not anyone. Right? Ash is a narcissistic dude with, I can say he has a lot of sociopathic tendencies about him, because most people don't like being worshipped like they're a god. It actually makes most people uncomfortable. Like, oh, don't do that. That's cringe. Don't do that to me, you know? But he loves it. He loves it. He seems to feel very little shame. I know that there was a time where he said, like, oh, that's embarrassing, and we have a clip of it, but, like, I don't think he actually feels embarrassment like how we feel embarrassment. Otherwise, I don't think he would have gotten as far with this thing as he has. You know? The time to panic was months ago when the Singapore office closed and Ash stopped paying employees. Wonder if the Egypt office has closed. Honestly, I was surprised they didn't close down first because they're the newest one. So, like, I don't know. I guess if you were a company and you had to, like, cut costs with an office, most companies would probably remove the newest one. But I don't know. They must have had stuff going on in Singapore, and they won't even admit that they've lost this office. They're saying, we still have all of our offices, including our office in Singapore. Onpassive owns the internet. Onpassive has always owned the internet. Big Brother Ash invented the internet. Ignorance is strength. 2 + 2 equals whatever Ash's whim wants it to be. Right? Has the doctor running the Egypt office changed his LinkedIn to a different company? I don't know, actually. I haven't looked recent. Ash must have never had a run-in with the police before or gone through a SWAT raid that would change his mind drastically. No, probably not. Probably not. He has got warning letters from the FTC before, though. Marty says he doesn't like it recently, but I think if a god designation brings loyalty, it's all good, right? I don't believe that Marty doesn't like it, or that Ash doesn't like it. I think Marty wishes he could be Ash. And Ash, you can see it on his face that he likes it. He fishes for compliments and praise in that way. Oftentimes when he's like talking to a big group of them, you pay attention. Every once in a while, he'll almost stop for them to react and like praise him after he says something that he feels was like powerful. It's really bizarre. Yeah, I don't know, Joe. I don't know. I feel like it would be a P.O. box.
A pathway to success never imagined by the users of Onpassive's products. Onpassive is not an ordinary company.
That's probably the only true thing that they've said. Onpassive is not an ordinary company. No other company would ever dare try to run like this.
It is a company that is unmatched by any other companies.
Okay, but what does that mean? This is what I mean. Like, they just say these big, generalized, grandiose things. Like, Onpassive is unmatched by any other companies. Like, how? What does that fucking mean?
People will be surprised by how uncomplicated making money will be when they allow Onpassive to become a part of their lives. Onpassive makes the internet safe to use.
How? What about Onpassive makes the internet safe to use? Because you don't offer any kind of web security. So, like, how? It's throwaway words just to fill space, right?
Onpassive will move mountains of debt from its early bird affiliates. That will be a glorious time.
Now, the funny thing is they are being called early bird affiliates. Remember, they're all on the same level, allegedly. But now they're making this weird distinction between early bird affiliates and I guess the other affiliates? The late bird? The chicken late for dinner? I don't know.
Mr. Ash Mufara and the staff have made it happen. Nothing or no one can stop it. We are riding the crest of something so incredible that most will not understand.
Did you hear it? Most will not understand. So right away in this company, it's put into your head that you are a part of some big thing that's very special. And it has secrets. And you might not even understand it all, but you definitely want to be a part of it. Right? So you're a part of this thing that everyone else is going to want to be a part of. You're special, though. You're here. Do not question the process. And if other people bring things up to you, like their questions or their doubts, it's just because they don't understand. But you're special, you know? You actually get it. You understand. It's very groomery. All right? It's very similar to an older man telling a young girl, oh, you're very mature for your age. You're very special. Don't worry. You just understand things that nobody else understands. You're a part of this great secret club. And that immediately kind of puts into their head not only an us versus them mentality, but that false sense of importance and makes them feel really special because they understand something that people in their life don't understand. And it's just sickening.
We early bird affiliates understand. It warms the hearts of all early bird affiliates to be a part of this massive mission to rescue those crying out for help.
Do you love how whatever AI they're using has never heard of the word affiliates before? Could we maybe make that a thing everywhere? That would have been great.
Onpassive is going to make a difference in the lives of countless millions to have a better life for themselves.
Again, you keep saying that. How are you going about doing that? What about this is going to ensure that people are having a better life? Are they going to be making a livable wage by being a distributor here? No matter what country they're in? It sounds like you get paid the exact same no matter where you're from. And it doesn't go by the exchange as much. How? You can't just be like, we're going to do great things for people without listing any of those things off or how you're going to do them or how they're going to be great for people.
We are blessed to have as Onpassive's creator and CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara. He is a visionary who decided to give something that benefits everyone who becomes a part of Onpassive.
He's a visionary. He's a visionary and a marketing genius and the smartest man on earth. And he's just so generous. It's such a humanitarian, that Ash, that he was like, you know what? I have the secret for how to make millions online. And instead of being selfish and just keeping it to myself, I'm going to tell all of you that secret. And I'm going to make it so that everybody in the world is successful. Like, we haven't heard this 500 times, you know? Onpassive is for everyone, but not everyone is for Onpassive. COO Kamal 2024. That's right, because he's either the COO or the CFO, depending on what you read. Right? Alb says, I will bet anyone here that at least half of all Onpassive early bird affiliates are also still checking DHL every day for updates on their gold shipment from Nigeria. Maybe. Affiliate. Is that like a defibrillator? Yes, it is. If you can't make it in Onpassive, you might as well get your death certificate. You're dead. Ash 2024. Yes, he actually did say that. Yep. And it was, then he even threw in a do it or die in there somewhere. Because that was the thing, is that he was going to do it or he was going to die. Because if you can't make it in Onpassive, then you might as well be dead. All right? I mean, you're pretty much dead anyway. You're in your grave. 1 foot in the grave. Is that a song right now?
Mr. Mufare has given this enormous gift called Onpassive.
I don't know what is the gift about it. I mean, it's brought us endless hours of comedy, but other than that, still have yet to find out.
Onpassive is designed with heart. No other company can truthfully make that statement but Onpassive. Early bird affiliates in Onpassive. Let us do all we can to support Mr. Mufare and team by being positive and believing that Onpassive is a done deal.
All you have to do to support Mr. Ash Mufra and his team is believe and be positive. Onpassive is a done deal. It's a done deal. They promised. They said so. Ash said so. Therefore it is. They have a better chance of getting their Nigerian gold. They really do, though. They really do. I bet you it's worth more than the O coin. The thing I've learned about founders is that many of them have a history of failed MLMs. Today, John White was saying the same about himself. I can't understand why anyone wants to keep trying again. It's almost like playing the lottery. You know, there's people out there that play the lottery every single, month? Every 2 weeks? I don't know. It's been a while since I've done the lottery. Been a while since I've done that 649 because you don't win. But there are people out there that every single time that there's a jackpot, they'll go buy a ticket. And they don't win, but they keep buying a ticket. And it's the same thing here with MLMs. It's like they just feel like they just got to find the right one. And the thing is, for people like John White and Marty DeGarmo who do that MLM hopping, this one might have been the right one if it actually did what it said it was going to do, because you realize you have to get in first. It's not about how hard you work. It's, again, when you get in, you know? So they just keep on going, hoping to find that final MLM that will make them millions. And they believe if they quit, then they're missing out on an opportunity. Like they're really, really missing out on something. Something will be missing from their life if they don't continue it. Me too, Alps. It's the Muff era. Muffra, yeah, I like that last name better, actually. Do you like sex on the beach? Ash 2024. That was also a real quote. Yep. I so very much hope karma in any degree comes for Ash. Not that I believe in karma, but as a concept, it's great. It is. And I feel like eventually he has to get his in some way. Something's going to happen. Roblin listed out a zillion MLMs they've been in. It was shocking. Some people have been in like up to 50. Like that's a real thing where people will spend a few months in one. Oh, no, I haven't made it yet. Move to another one. Because they all promise you financial and time freedom immediately. So that's the other thing, is some people are like, oh, no, didn't get it immediately here. Got to go to another one then. Because when you're in an MLM, you're also brainwashed to think that that's all it takes is just finding the right company for you. And like getting in at the right time. you can't really plan these things, you know, so you got to just keep trying and hoping it works out for you. The sunk cost fallacy, right? Right. The lottery, a tax on the poor, pretty much. It's his Thundercat name, Muffra. Muffra! I like it better than Mufara. Oh, that's the end of that one, I guess. I was like, well, I could have taken it off the screen then, but anyway. I just find it very telling that video is basically just a bunch of these buzzwords and just hold on, don't worry. This is the best thing for you. It will change your whole life. Just be patient. As I always say, just be patient. Just be patient. Onpassive, buying last week's lottery ticket. Pretty much. Pretty much. I'm not sure if Milo quit. I know that he hasn't been seen in a while. I hope he did. It would be nice if he did for him. Ash has been working on a new product called O Karma. It infinitely recycles your tortured soul in and out of O Connect webinars as the guys from Bangalore proclaim their undying love for O Trim. Lord. There was actually somebody in one of the webinars that was like, how come my O Trim links aren't working? I use it for everything. And I was like, oh shit, someone actually is using O Trim. I was very surprised. I was like, I never thought I'd see the day. That was crazy. What? It was a little nuts. It was a little nuts. He was very, very upset. He's like, I use this for all of my business stuff. I was like, oh, no. See? That's not good. You don't want to do that. For the last hour and a half, I've been watching videos about Indian-style coffee, and I realized that none of those losers bothered to order a coffee in that cafe. And Indian coffee looks really good. I hope they ordered something and they didn't just go and sit in there and then use it, because that's really fucking annoying for a cafe, because they only have so many tables. So it's like, if you're not eating and drinking here, can you just not be here, please? That would be helpful. You can do this from home. Probably not, though. We have one more short video to get through, and this one's very interesting. I hope they all are. And it is called Onpassive is not a company, it's an industry. And when I was first reading this, my mind does this funny thing where sometimes it tries to finish the sentence before it's done. So when I was first reading it, I thought it was going to say Onpassive is not a company, it's a movement. Because that has been said over and over again, that this is now a movement to save humanity. So when I read the word industry, I was like, oh, wow, a whole industry, is it? So it sounds fun.
Affiliates in Onpassive. We are a part of something that is revolutionary.
Why is it so fast? Jesus! Slow it down, Bill! When are they dropping the Shining the Light webinars? The concept just sounds hilarious. Oh, they have been. They have been. I reacted to the first one. I was thinking of reacting to another one because they just did one with John White. So I was thinking maybe we would do that tomorrow, because that would be interesting, since, you know, we hear so much about John White now. And remember, like Ash said, guys, he's not a white guy, even though his name is John White. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? Crazy. Apparently that was very important for us to all know. Onpassive is not a company, it's a movement. A bowel movement! It's so fast.
Onpassive is primed to be an industry that is going to completely change how to run a business on the internet. Remember when the world was introduced to this thing called the internet?
Guys, do you remember when the world was introduced to this thing called the internet? Why is this? This had to have been written by AI. And you said, I really want to reach the youth. Okay, how can I reach the youth? And they did an awful job.
The dawning of the internet completely changed the course of history of doing business. How long did it take for it to become a reality? It started in 1969 and it took 14 years to refine it to where it was introduced to the world.
Okay, I guess, sure, that's one way to sum that up. We've done the history of it before on the channel, so I won't get into all of it again. But, okay, I guess, sure.
The internet created a whole new industry. It was the beginning of the new age technology. It created what is known as online. That term was unheard of before the internet.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? Did they actually just fucking say that? The word online was not in existence until the internet.
Now it is common to hear the phrase used. The internet speeded up the movement of goods and services. Any company not using the internet went out of business. There is something being refined that will create a bigger impact on how goods and services will be handled. That monumental change the way business will be done is called Onpassive. Yes, Onpassive will be looked upon with awe just like the internet.
It's so bizarre to me how you think that because the internet was invented and it took off, that now you invent Onpassive and that means it will automatically take off too because it's on the internet. Like, does that not sound really dumb? Like, there's just no logic behind that. Al Gore created the internet. Ash perfected it. Did she just say speed it up instead of sped up? We can go back and see. Let's see. Let's see.
That term was unheard of before the internet. Now it is common to hear the phrase used. The internet speeded up the movement of goods and services.
Yep. The internet speeded up. It speeded it up. Speeded. Oh my god, it's actually very hard to say that as a word. That's why we came up with the word sped. Okay, that's why. That's why we came up with the word sped, because speeded up is really hard to say. So we kind of went, fuck that. We'll just say it's sped up. All right, that's way better. That's way better.
Any company not using the internet went out of business. There is something being refined that will create a bigger impact on how goods and services will be handled.
There is something being refined that will create a bigger impact, which is then highlighted on how goods and services will be handled. Again, how? What is being refined? What are you refining? This sounds so ridiculous to me as a sentence. You know?
That monumental change the way business will be done is called Onpassive. Yes, Onpassive will be looked upon with awe just like the internet.
Yes, Onpassive will be looked upon with awe. Why do you think this still? It's been out for a little while now, you know? O-Connect came out September 2023, and people didn't all come rushing to buy it. So it's like, why are people going to be in awe by Onpassive? I don't know if you realize this, but back when the internet came out, people were in awe because people weren't coming out with things like that all the time like they are today. Like, there's things like that coming out all the time. Stuff that Onpassive has coming out all the time. Literally, daily. There's probably a new email client out or video conferencing app out. Like, so why would you think that it would be similar to when the internet was invented? It's just the narcissism here. The narcissism behind all of their big, giant, grandiose, bold statements.
If you notice, I didn't call Onpassive a company. Onpassive is creating a new industry. Onpassive, created by Mr. Ash Mufare, started on July 2018.
No, Onpassive was created as an LLC on June 1st of 2018. But okay.
It has been 6 years in the making. That, my friends, is a record for such a massive undertaking.
What was the massive undertaking? It's a record? I mean, yeah, probably the longest a company has ever taken to launch with nothing.
Cannot equate Onpassive to anything that has come to the internet. What Mr. Mafari and his technical team are doing is unprecedented. Onpassive is not your run-of-the-mill online supplier of digital products. It is much more than that. It is a complete online solution for businesses now using products on the internet. Businesses that will not use Onpassive products will be forced to use them.
Businesses that will not use them will be forced. So now I have this picture in my head of like Ash Mufara like making a bunch of goons carrying like MKs fucking walking into businesses like, you will all switch to Onpassive now or we will shoot. Like, what the fuck do you mean by forced? Like, they think that they're taking over the whole internet. And here's the thing. There are people out here with the power who probably could make some of these bold statements that they could come out with a product that would take over the world, okay? In terms of running the internet, I guess you could say. However, none of them make these statements because they like the competition. The competition drives a lot of this industry, believe it or not. And without the competitive factors in this industry, I don't know if it would be as advanced as it is today. And because of that, it's almost like, even though there's several different companies in this sphere, everyone kind of learns and grows together when it comes to like technology. You know, they all help each other out and they all share some open source code together and they all kind of like base things off of each other. Like it's kind of like that as an industry. So there's just kind of this automatic respect that's given that the industry is big enough for more than just one person. More than just one person to come in and take it all over and be like, fuck everything else, okay? And that's why you're not really going to hear that many people come out going, oh, we're taking over this whole industry like this. It seems disrespectful right off the bat. And that's the thing, is that Ash has pretty much done everything that he could to disrespect the tech industry. He's talked shit about people. He's talked shit about companies. He talks shit about technology and talks about stuff he doesn't know about. So, like, already he would be a disgrace here. And it's not because they're like, oh my God, what he has is so amazing, we can't let him release it. It's because they're like, no, this guy's coming into this area, this industry, and instead of being like, hey, I have something to add to the industry, he's coming in and going, I'm going to take over this whole motherfucking thing and everyone's going to be forced to use me. And it's like, that's not how we do things here. That's not what we do. And then Ash chalks it up to, oh, well, everyone's all about money. No, people don't want this to be a dictatorship. People don't want one man to own the whole internet, Ash. Like that's the issue. And one person could not own the entire internet space. All right, that would literally, it's like as if he was coming out here and going, I'm going to be king of the world. King of the world. Speed. Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, you could try to go to war with all the countries with whatever army you got, but there won't be someone that will ever be dubbed king of the fucking world that we're all going to be bowing down to. You know what I mean? It's the same thing in the tech industry. Like, they're like, no, like, we share this space. There's a few of us, all right? There's enough room for Apple and Microsoft to be here. All right, we have fun competition against each other. It goes on. We like that kind of thing. You know, it's like you can't just come in and be like, I'm going to take over this whole fucking place. Fuck all you. Forced to use us. Just don't do that. Don't do the forced thing. It doesn't sound good. Because do you want people to use your products because they're forced to, or do you want people to use their products because they're really, really good and they want to? Because that's the other thing. Most people are like, I don't want to come out here, take over, and then force everyone to use me. That doesn't sound like a good way to do business at all.
Use them. For the same reason companies who didn't use the internet had to start using the internet to stay in business.
Yeah, it's because that's the way that our world works. But it's not going to work out where you're going to come out with a new internet and then everybody's going to switch over to yours so that you can be king of the internet and they can all worship you and give you $300 of their hard-earned cash a few times a year, Hash. Like, I'm sorry, buddy. You got to wake up from this weird fetish dream you have.
Onpassive is the manufacturer of their own unique digital products. Each can be a standalone company. Onpassive is creating industries with its platforms. Because of this enormous project, Mr. Mufare and his staff are making sure that when Onpassive is ready to be launched to the world, everything will be in place and functioning flawlessly.
Okay, so once again, you heard it here. Guess what? We've walked back another launch to the world. And they launched to the world in September. We celebrated it. They were officially launching. Now, when it's ready to be launched. Now the launch is in future. Because they didn't take over the internet. And people weren't like, oh my God, these are the best products we've ever seen in our lives and flocked over. They didn't get millions and millions of new users. You know? And then the merchant shit happened. So now they're like, let's just pretend like that one never happened. Shh. Never happened. It just didn't occur. We're about to launch again. We're about to. I feel like I've time traveled back to 2022.
Friends, 6 years are not a long time to wait until Onpassive is fully loaded and ready to open to the world. We really cannot
And I want to know what that means too. What does that mean, fully loaded and ready to open to the world? Because, right, like, you got to think. Does it mean having the products that Onpassive, like, allegedly has right now in their back office that's offline, but, you know, like Omail, OConnect, etc., all working very, very well? Right? And like the business plan set and everything? Or does it mean like all 50 products that Ash thought up several years ago, like all being made already? Because in that case, we're going to be here for at least another 45 years before this company is ready to launch. Based on, again, the history of this and its track record. This thing does not have a good track record. So it's like, what does that mean? What does it mean? When will you be ready? Right? Like, and the thing is, the goalpost keeps changing. Because at first it was just, oh, well, we just have to get OConnect done. And then it was, oh, well, OConnect isn't as good as I wanted it to be. And now it's, well, it's not all perfect. So you keep moving that goalpost. We really need you to decide, like, what it means to be ready to launch.
Comprehend just how huge Onpassive is. Think in terms of comparing Onpassive to the internet. As the internet has been an industry all to itself, Onpassive will also be.
Since the internet has been an industry all to itself, Onpassive is just automatically. How do these things have anything to do with each other? Like, what is the brand new industry that you're creating? Because there's already a tech industry. There's already a data industry. There's already a traffic industry. I don't know, like, what do you think you're doing that's new here that you're creating? What industry? Like the industry of having an OES with a bunch of crappy products? Like, I don't understand. I really don't.
All companies on the internet are riding the coattails of the internet. Onpassive is creating its own coat, and Onpassive with carry many on its coattail. Just be patient. We are where we should be. Onpassive is ahead of its timeline. If you can see it.
It's ahead of the timeline now? It's ahead. Did you hear that? It's ahead of the timeline now. Yeah, guys, no, it's ahead. It just should maybe slow down a little bit. It might get away from us.
Then you know we are there. Thank you, Mr. Ash Mufare and family and the technical staff.
Thank you, Mr. Ash Mufare and family and the technical staff, who, unfortunately, the technical staff have not been paid. So yes, please do thank them as often as possible. They haven't gotten a thing for their work so far. And according to Ash, they were working around the clock. All right, they were working 24-hour days, 7 days a week. They weren't eating, they weren't sleeping, and that was a flex for him. Yeah, he was like, I love to overwork my employees and never give them time off. It's amazing. I mean, that's how dedicated we are to getting Onpassive to the world, saving humanity. We'll all have to work like this. But remember, time freedom. Like, okay, just be patient. That's all you got to do, guys, is just be patient. So the copium amounts right now are very, very high. Okay, it's very bizarre. It's very much like that meme with the dog where he's sitting with a coffee and there's fire all around him and he says, I'm fine. It's very much that. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. And then it's a little dog sitting in data centers with all the servers on fire. You know? That's what's going on right now. And it is kind of weird, but most people are just acting like this is just business as usual. You know, they're like, yeah, this is how things go. You heard Mohammad Kamal, right? I mean, everything is just very complicated at Onpassive. So it's more complicated than any of the other products on the whole internet. So it's just taking a little extra time, you know? That's all. That's all. Kamal wasn't working 24/7. He's hanging out in some cafe, probably not even outside of the office. Maybe not, you know? What's really happening is that Ash is about to launch his super duper quantum Tachyon-based internet that will reactively go back in time and invent the internet. Duh, don't you know anything? I guarantee if he said that, they would lap it up. And that's the thing, is that I feel like they would. I got very frustrated in a stream, like, a week or two ago now. And I was like, I think Ash Mufara could actually come and harm these people's families in front of them, and they would thank him and ask him when their commissions are coming. Like, he could do anything to them. And they would be like, that's okay, Mr. Ash Mufara, sir. King of the internet, lord of the internet. You know, when's the site going to be back up? Like, it's actually that bad. He probably got shut down for Department of Labor violations for that. Onpassive is an American company, even if it's staffed by foreign employees. Yes, exactly. Yep, and I believe that those foreign employees could even go to, I know that we looked up in India, they do have a lot of labor laws. Very similar to here in Canada with a lot of their labor laws. So I'm pretty sure that they could get in trouble. He could end up in trouble in other places for not paying employees there, not just where he's located. You know, you can't not pay people. You can't hire people and then not pay them. Like, that's ridiculous. And it just goes to show you how unethical Onpassive is. Like, have you ever heard of a company not paying employees and then actually having the audacity to then plan a fucking migration. He doesn't pay them for 6 months and then tells them that they have to migrate the website. I don't know. I'd be pretty pissed if I were them. I'd be like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Please tell me Kamal has a friend named Harold. I don't know. Maybe. He probably does. They wouldn't bother asking any of those questions. You're nuts. That's the thing, is that they've been trained not to ask any questions, not to have any pushback, not to be negative and have a negative thought. Right? They won't even ask about commissions. They would just say, in it to win it. Exactly. Jen said, I'd hold the data hostage until check cleared. And do you know what? That might be happening. Does appear, like I said, to be something that Ash has to do on their end for this site to go back online. I do not think that, even when I wasn't aware of DigitalOcean and I thought it was HG India, I still doubted it was their fault. I'm just, the problem lies with Ash. I think we can all agree on that. He hasn't done anything correctly since he's been running this thing, and it's just continuing. Probably very badly planned, not paying his employees. I couldn't blame them if maybe they were pulling something like that. And honestly, if they are, good for them. I hope they are. If they haven't, maybe they should. I mean, if anyone deserved it, he can't just he can't just do that to people. And that's the thing about him that drives me nuts. And this is why, like, some of the praise that he has is so frustrating, because he really does think that he has this power and control over people, that he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, he complains about there being regulatory agencies, because he's like, these stupid agencies stopping me from doing whatever I want, which is obviously things that he's not supposed to do, because why else would that upset you? But I've never in my life heard someone complain about that and be like, that's a huge problem. Damn them. I wanted to break the law. How dare they stop me? Like, that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like I wanted to break the law. How dare they stop me? I'm mad. That's what that translates to. And it's like, that's not ethical at all. Don't you want somebody running a business, if you're going to be a part of a business, who wouldn't do those things to you? Like, they would always ensure that their employees are paid and not overworked. Right? But they hear him bragging about people being overworked, and they're like, oh, wow, that's amazing. It's like, oh my God, stop doing that. Because it just feeds his ego. Hi, Jelly. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I wish that they'd stop feeding his ego. If I had one wish right now, that would probably be my wish. I would say, please stop these people from believing in this man. And he's bragging about looking for loopholes. Exactly. Like, does that make you feel very confident that this is ethical? Because, that makes me feel the opposite. I'm like, yeah, no, we got to get out of this thing. If I was ever in something and I heard somebody say that, I would be going so far away. Like, now is the time for me to quit this. Look at that. You mentioned looking for loopholes to break the law, and I gotta go. Like, fuck that. No, thank you. Obviously, something's going on here. It's like, even if you believed in Onpassive, you have to admit that that's a little iffy. You gotta be like, yeah, that's iffy. That's a sad problem about those being abused. Don't say anything controversial in case it has a personal adverse effect. Exactly. They will delete your account. He has threatened them with lawsuits because he has forced them all into signing NDAs. When you join the back office, you have to sign this fake NDA. But that's the thing, is that a lot of people won't believe that it's fake. They're going to be like, oh no, what if it isn't fake? And then I end up sued. So I should just be quiet and pray for the best. So people are very scared to speak up here. And that's why the recovering Hunbot is leaving her migration stream open. It's so that if founders have questions, they can go and ask in the chat. And if there's an issue in the chat, there is a Google form document that they can go and they can fill out, and then it basically just asks for basically how long were you in Onpassive for. It asks you, and then it just asks you to leave an email so that we can respond. And then like, what is your question? It doesn't ask you anything personal other than your email. So I'll just put that in the chat for you guys. You can go there to this link and you can fill it out with any questions that you have. And that way they go directly to the recovering Hun bot, and then she will get back to you, which is why she asks for your email address, so that she can get back to you directly with any answers. It is completely anonymous. You will not have your name ever shown. No one will ever know that you wrote a question to the recovering Hun bot, except for the recovering Hun bot. And maybe like a couple of her mods, okay? That's it. You're not going to be blasted. Your question won't be shared publicly. If it ever is shared publicly, it won't be attached to you in any way, shape, or form. You don't have to worry about anything, because we're also worried that they're watching the chats. So people might not be comfortable coming in and publicly asking a question. So if you are not comfortable with that, we understand. In a cult, it's not a great idea to tell people to come and publicly speak out while it's still happening, and while they can still have, things happening to them. Right? It's not always the best way. But what you can do is you can open a line of communication, in this case in the sense of a Google form, and then you can anonymously ask questions, get answers. And you don't have to worry about Marty and Chris seeing you in the recovering Hun bot's chat then. If you're a little bit like, I really wish I could ask a question, but they're watching these, and if they see my name in there, they said that they'd block me from Marty and Chris's live. We don't want anyone feeling like that, like they're going to get in trouble because they want their question answered. Apparently, Marty and Chris are perfectly fine with instilling fear into everyone that is subscribed to them. But we don't like that idea, so we don't want people to be fearful of that. That is not going to ever happen. You don't have to worry about it. It's completely anonymous to ask your questions. And again, like I said, not have a target on your back when you do so. And if you speak another language, you can ask it in that language and she'll figure out how to translate it. I promise you. You can translate the form on Google into your language for answering the questions, write it in your language, and we can have it translated. So you don't have to worry about that at all. It's the best place to go right now for the updates. It's also interesting to, kind of see some of the old streams again. Some of them I remember, some of them I don't. It's been a while. I've reacted to so many. And then just watched so many other ones. But it's been kind of a fun ride. And I think it's going to stay up until they do go back online. Whenever that is, we don't know. We have no answer for that. Like I said, it's kind of Tash. I'd like to think she'd tell us if Lynn or Julie or Andy asks a question. Nope, no one will know who's asking the questions. No one will know. Although it would be interesting if they did. That's why they hate us. We don't care what they think about us, right? It's not about that. That's not what we're here for. We need to show them the leaked call between Kamal and Dr. Amen. Have you not heard that one, Victoria? It's a fun one, that's for sure. It's up on my channel, I believe. Thank God we ensured we had that no matter what. In case one of us went down, I can drop the link in my chat for you to watch it. There we go, Victoria. You know? They called us naysayers and we embraced the name fully. That's right. Same with when they called us bimbos and everything else that they've called us. You know? You know? Marty's not in Onpassive. His wife Dawn is. Yes, that's true. He is signed up as Dawn. You know? And that's so that he can get the disability and he doesn't have to claim any money that he makes in Onpassive for when he's a millionaire. He's like, I want to be a millionaire via Onpassive, plus I want to still get disability payments every month from the government. And it's like, well, that's not very nice, you know? Yeah. Honestly, if somebody would do that, that would be hilarious. I'm just saying. There's probably already several versions of Onpassive out there, though. I feel like this can't be the only company that's ever thought to have an email client and a website tracker in like an OES system. Because there's a lot of like ecosystems out here. They seem to think they invented the ecosystem idea. And I'm like, no, that's been a thing for a fucking while now. Most workplaces have different versions of them. There's a few main ones. You know? There's a few main ones. Well, the link for it is right here, Victoria. If you want to hear it. The people who believe in Onpassive and get disability payments are not very ethical, in my opinion, when so many other founders are depending on Onpassive to help earn incomes. Yeah. You know? It's just a shame. It's just a shame. A lot of people say that, you know, it's fraud. So, shouldn't probably not be committing fraud while you're in a scam that's being sued for fraud. There's a lot of fraud going on over here, you know? A lot of fraud going on over with Marty. There's too much fraud. Don't do that. Right? You know? Chris is only prayer help. Yep, he's just praying. That's all they're doing now. I mean, all they really can do is these motivational speeches and these prayers. There's not much that, you know, can be done. As of right now, I don't know if Marty would be actually in trouble for the disability thing because they haven't really made anything in Onpassive, and I believe that even with disability, you're allowed to make a certain amount before it would be constituted as fraud for you not reporting it. So I'd have to look into that a little bit more, but I don't think it would be a worry for us until, you know, if this thing ever actually does launch and then people actually start making a profit. Then he definitely has to go and report his earnings to the SSI people, like he does. Yet Marty is constantly online about his role in Onpassive. Smart move. One day, someone in the wrong government department will find one of those videos. One day. The blatant financial freedom and lifestyle claims have to be illegal, right? Yep. Yes, they are. They actually, the whole reason why it's considered time freedom now instead of financial freedom is because in the US especially, they clued in that financial freedom basically is a way to make an income claim. Because the anti-MLM community and the FTC were cracking down on MLMs for making illegal income claims. And you know, saying you're going to make millions of dollars with us. So then they started to call it financial freedom. And then the FTC and us anti-MLMers went, no. You can't just give it a brand new name and then claim it's not an illegal income claim anymore. So it is an illegal income claim every time that they say financial or time freedom. Because then they switched it to time freedom and we went, okay, you're doing it again. What? We already said that this wouldn't work. So you switch one word and you think it's going to work? That's not going to work either. What are you doing? So technically, every time that they say that they have financial freedom, they have time freedom. Onpassive is going to give you time freedom. Onpassive is going to give you generational wealth. All of the above, illegal income claims. And then more specifically, when they actually do mention real numbers, that is as well an illegal income claim. They seem to think that there's a loophole with saying financial and time freedom, and that worked for about 3 months. About 6 years ago. It's been illegal for a long time. I guess Onpassive just never got the fucking message, you know? Right. Oh, yes. And I guess Chris does wish people a happy birthday too, right? He does wish them a happy birthday. Some guy was on there today saying he needed money for his shoulder problem. Chris ignored it like he does all of the scrolling chat. Yeah. Yeah, today's live stream that they did seems sort of fun. They did a live stream where they had on John White, and it looks like a great time. So I was thinking that maybe we would react to that one tomorrow. So let me know what you guys think about that. I hate how Chris and Marty say they will always help their new Onpassive family in times of need, but they never dip their hands in their pocket, just say they'll pray for them, right? It's like even Mohammad Kamal saying that. Don't worry, Onpassive is here for you. We'll be here for you when you need help. Okay, well, they haven't gotten their commissions in a while. People aren't getting their actual paid employment that they're owed. So are you going to be like spotting them $100 or something to get through the week? Like, what are you going to do, Mohammad Kamal? Probably nothing. Oh, don't worry, Onpassive is coming soon. Like, that doesn't help anyone today, right? You know? And he's made money in other scams as Don before Onpassive, most likely. He probably has done all of his MLMs as Don on paper. And that's funny because, again, I don't think that you've made enough in an MLM that you would really have to claim it on disability. Like usually in order to claim it on disability, you have to be making here, for example, I think you get to make $200 before like a month before you have to start claiming it. You're allowed to make up to $200 in a month before you claim it here in Ontario, Canada. And I'm sure that it's similar there because most places have that stipulation, even in the US. There's a certain amount you're allowed to make. And the chances are that Marty was making more than $200 in his MLMs every month is slim. But the one thing that's bizarre is the AdSense part. Because if he's making like $200 in AdSense, that would also be a thing where he would have to claim that. He would then have to claim anything he made after the first $200. So then that's an issue. Right? So there's that. I guess we'll just have to see what happens in future with that. What's sad is Marty and others will just push another MLM once this goes down, and I'll probably be right there. You know, you think it's $700 a month there? It would make sense. There's usually an amount that you're allowed to make, though. Probably made more from the stickers alone. Probably. You know that they've all made more money with YouTube than in Onpassive. All of them. That's kind of the funny thing. The only money that they're really making is AdSense from YouTube and super chats and whatnot. Which is like, okay, well, I do that too, and I don't have to be in a cult to do it. In fact, I just speak out about them. But, you know, you don't have to be in a cult to make AdSense, my dude. Did Ash buy Chris that RV? I swear Chris mentioned he got to keep it longer after his road trip and still appeared to have it. And I'm pretty sure he did buy it. Did Ash help with it? I don't know. Maybe. In Germany, the limit is 100 euros a month. Damn. I just watched Recovering Hunbot's video about the amount the amigos others have made from YouTube super chats. Oh yeah, it's quite a lot. And if you haven't seen that video, highly, highly recommend. It's quite amazing. But, I mean, at the same time, the only reason why it sucks, okay, let me just get this straight, though. We're not saying that you cannot make YouTube super chat money or AdSense money with having videos on YouTube. She and I both do that. That's not what we're saying. Our issue is that they seem to make a lot of the money here, and then they make comments like, we're all on the same level, nobody's left behind in this scam, but it's very noticeable that they get propped up even by Ash and by YouTube in this thing, whereas a lot of the people, let's say in PNG, they're not getting that attention. They're not getting those AdSense super chats and etc. So when Chris and Marty come out here, and they go, oh, well, it's only $97, who cares? It's like, yeah, that's easy for you to say because you're making more than that every month in AdSense. But to people that have only paid out that money and now they've gotten literally nothing in return, it's going to hit them a bit harder. And in that video, you're going to see Ash Mufara actually donating directly to some of them. Ash used to pop into webinars and drop someone like Marty $200 for his webinar. A little weird to be spending money like that when you can't afford AWS, isn't it? That's kind of the issue with it. That's the issue that we have, and that's why we wanted to show what they've made from YouTube super chats and from, being on here in comparison to the other founders who don't have that luxury. Because it's only the top people doing live streams that do. And this goes for in every area. Like even some of these Indian founders out here that are promoting Onpassive so hard, like Zafir and stuff, Zaver, however you say it, Mr. Jaffrey. It's like it's easy for him to come out here and tell everyone to be patient when he is getting something in return for some work done here. But a lot of those people that are underneath him on his team, they're not getting any of that. So, of course, they're going to be a little bit more frustrated than he is. A little bit more impatient maybe than he is. And Julie, the Regal Report chief, has made $0 super stickers from Ash, which is actually really bad because she used to pretty much run his customer service. Like, she should have been on payroll. Chris did say that, not that it would matter, by the way, because apparently none of them get paid either. Lamar says, Chris did say that he was making a request to pull out $40K. He might be one of the few that was able to pull funds for his RV. Maybe they claim that several people were able to pull funds, but we still don't have any proof that anyone was able to pull funds. And I cannot trust Chris. Chris would lie probably for Ash. I don't trust him or Marty. Like they would say, yeah, we were able to. If I sat here and said no one got any funds, right? They'd come out and say, oh, well, I got $40,000, which again, why is he getting $40,000? That's a little weird. Thought everyone was on the same level. In the US, the earnings limits for SSDI is $1,550 per month. So yeah, he wouldn't be making, I don't even know if he'd be making that in AdSense. Maybe. Pimpman Ash paying his hoes and OTech pros and super chats. I've got hoes, and I've got OTech pros, pros, but they're really just pros. None of them are pros. Because, I mean, let's be real. This would not be going for 10 days if they were. Something's happening. Like how when Chris said for people to quit their jobs and then said, yep, exactly like that. He and Marty have both made bold statements like that. Like, oh yeah, you could quit your job and just be in this thing. No, don't say that. Marty has said that he's going to tell his kids not to go to university or college and just join in Onpassive instead or do something online. That's not the greatest message to give, you know? Remember when Julie attempted to ask Ash about money? She said she'd never asked about money before, then said she'd save the question for a later time. Yep. I don't know if that time ever came or will come. Exactly. That's the funny thing is that even she had to ask the permission to ask the question. And then just even at the mention of the word money or profit or commission, it's like he shuts it down right away. He gets this look on his face. So then Julie second guesses it and goes, oh, maybe I'll just save it for later. That's just a great example of the kind of control he has. Right? Like he just really has to shoot a look at him. And they'll be like, oh shit. It's like having a narc mom that gives you the death grip. If you've ever had a narc mom, you know what I'm talking about when I say the death grip or the death stare. Right? And you know your ass better behave, otherwise you're probably getting whipped with belts later. All right, so you might want to just shut up. Whatever you're doing right now, it doesn't matter if you're 5, just stop it. You know? And it's very much that look. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know? And they know. They go, oh, I went too far. And but it's like, no, you didn't, though. You didn't. You're just made to feel that way. And that's how he can keep control and keep everyone all in line, which they should be revolting, because if they did a little bit, maybe the site would suddenly come back on. I don't know. I think if people start saying, if this shit doesn't hurry up and I'm leaving, then all of a sudden things would be coming back on. With the belt. Kinky. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the death grip. You know about the narc death grip? Look it up. It's a real thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. There should be an effort to make talking about income and earning money open topic that you can talk about without being shunned. You would think in a business that relies on allegedly giving people generational wealth, yeah. I mean, isn't that bizarre? Right? Like, you're all in a business together, and you're all supposed to be making money with that business, but yet you're not allowed to talk about money or making money, like the actual nitty-gritty talk about it. All you can do is say, you can earn an income here, and that's all you're allowed to mention about it. That's bizarre. It's weird. That should be a red flag, you know? Should be about the red flag. Mr. Level says, no, I know about another death grip, though. Yeah, ladies, don't do that one, you know? Lay off a little. They like a little room in between. But yeah, so far this isn't going well. It's very obvious that this is not what they had planned. I feel like Ash came out here and in a weird way was kind of like, yeah, this isn't going as planned, without really saying it, by going, you know, they took us down on Friday and they were supposed to wait until Monday. And then Mohammad Kamal comes out like the next day and he's like, I don't know what that crazy guy was talking about. Everything's going fine. Just as we had planned. All on schedule. What do you mean? And it's very fucking weird to me. It's bizarre. But they're just continuing on as if nothing has happened. And I will keep you all updated as we go forward. I'm thinking, like I said, of doing a stream tomorrow. I might have to make it an evening stream. Like I almost didn't stream today. There is some water damage again that I have to get taken care of in my apartment. And so because of that, I don't know if the maintenance guys are going to come tomorrow or Wednesday. So one of those days I will be really busy with that. So depending on when that is, I will put up a stream to react to the latest Shining Light with, I think it would be good to do the John White one because, we've heard a lot about these people. And so I think we need to do that. I think that would be a good one for us to look into out of all of them. Because I think some of you guys are getting a little frustrated hearing Marnie and Chris say the same things over and over again. So I don't want to continuously do that to you where they're just saying the same things over and over again. But I feel like that one is actually worth taking a look at. So we'll have fun with that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. And no matter where you are, what you're doing, I hope that you all have a fabulous rest of your day. Happy MLM Monday. Again, be sure to go and check out all of your other anti-MLM creators that you watch. And be sure to check out the migration report over on the Recovering Hunbots channel. I'll be popping in and out of there as we all have been for like 8 days now. Again, I still think it's a little crazy this thing's been down for 10 days. It's like unbelievable to me. I feel like I'm living in a fever dream again. Because I'm like, is this real? This has been down for 10 days? This is really happening? And it is. It is. So hopefully this is the end. We can only hope. I'll let you know soon. Mwah! Bye!
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
And I'm your friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own. And it breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or sighing, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was 3 Minute Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all morning long. It's not the answer you want, but
yeah.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
Alright, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to crazy men talking about their experiences.
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
And I'm your friend.
Love it, everyone.
Stop going there.
name's Mohammad.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's down there.
My name's Mohammad, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Kamal.